Hi friends, this is Calpun Piso. My brain is creating a lot of thoughts and picking up all the information that I acquire by studying and learning and doing research, for many years. So connecting dots to pick up information, all based on facts, with the evidence to back it up, because I don't bullshit, you know that. So this time of the year we have the festival of the they call it Christmas. There's supposed to be a war on Christmas, but Christ-Psychotic people, very ignorant in the United States of America, had no idea what Christmas or Christmas came from, and it's actually taken from the Roman state religion, the festival of the Saturnalia, because in the Roman Empire there were festivals all the time, everywhere, and the Christianity adopted them, and you have them in the United States. St. Valentine's Day, all those days, all these festivals are from the Roman Empire. But anyway, there is supposed to be a war on Christmas, because the Christ-Psychotic imbeciles, they don't understand, they don't know what it came from and what it is. They have no idea what Christianity is. They have no idea what Christmas is and what it originated from. Well, here I am to explain it.
He's sticking to holiday tree. He says use of the term holiday tree is a continuation of past practice and does not represent
war on Christmas nonsense.
The word holiday, he says,
Idiot.
Symbolizes religious freedom.
Religious freedom. There is no such a thing in the United States as Christ-Psychotic infected America. None. There's no religious freedom. Everything is religious, but people don't notice it. Okay, holiday. They're all in the Roman Empire religion. The days of the week are religious inspired. The psychosis of God belief. Because religion is a form of neurological disorder. For instance, let's have it Monday. Monday, the day of the moon, the goddess moon. Tuesday, the day of the god Mars. That's the reason you have elections in the United States on a Tuesday. Because of the Roman Empire. The day of Mars. Then you have Wednesday. Mercury. The guy with the little wings that go out to see the messenger of the gods. Mercury. Then you have Thursday with this Jupiter. A god. Jupiter Optima Maximus. The main god. Then you have Friday, which is the day of the goddess Venus, the vagina in the sky, the giver of life, Venus Genetrix in the Roman Empire, which is also Isis and Anahita and all this, the mother goddess, and in the sky. Then you have Saturn, the god of time, Chronos. That's where the Saturnalia comes from. Saturday. That's what the Jewish psychotics and all that have the Shabbat, and they don't work on the Shabbat. And then we have Sunday, which is the day of the sun god Ra. With Moses is a title of, it means son of. It's not a person. So when you have Ramoses, the Pharaoh Ramoses, there are many pharaohs named Ramoses, it's a title. It means Ra means is the sun god in the sky. And then Moses, son of. So Ramoses means son of the sun god. So there you go. Everything is religion. The month, also religion. January from Janus, February from Februs, they do of cleaning. And then you have March, the month of Mars. April, the day of the openings, Aprilis. And then you have April, May, Maya, the goddess Maya, Virgin Mary, Mother of Christ, and all that. And then July, the day of Juno. Then you have the goddess Juno Hospita. Juno is the mother goddess, the wife of Jupiter, which is Zeus. And then you have July, which used to be the 5th month, changed to July in honor of the God and Savior Julius Caesar, the Christ, that was killed and his blood was sacred. That's July. And then August is from Octavius Caesar Augustus, which was the Son of God, with the title was Augustus, means exalted one. So everything is religion. Still with that. But we're going to talk about the Saturnalia.
Jenkins writes on the Huffington Post, there is no war on Christmas, never was. He goes on to write, in fact, many Christians, myself included, register a basic level of annoyance at the way the Christmas season now stretches back.
It's ignorance. People don't know where Christmas comes from.
A reminder of how to properly celebrate the birth of Christ or his divinity on a concept called faith that we keep in our hearts.
Psychosis, you keep it in the brain, moron.
Today. Is there really a war on Christmas?
And you know, it's amazing because during this time of the year, the Christians, these people believing in a resurrecting zombie that says with blood, they're stuck in the past. They're like nothing more like schizophrenics. So schizophrenia is also a religion because they believe in imaginary friends, you know, brain implants that put over there to monitor the thoughts and classic schizophrenia and all this. Well, religious people are the same. Christians believe in a resurrected zombie that says with blood, and talking snakes and the rest, including all the different variations of Christianity, which is, you have Mormonism, Adventists, and so forth, I mean, et cetera, et cetera. They're all stuck in the past. Christianity is nothing but a neurological disorder, like any believing God. So this is what Christians, you say, don't understand. This festival comes from the Roman Empire. Let's keep it the same festival. You know, in the 1st century, everything was changed and got distorted. You know, so these people are extremely stupid and ignorant. And of course, Christianity infected parents and all that, they teach your kid the stupid, false beliefs and garbage inaccuracies of religious psychosis. We're in the 21st century. Let's tell it like it is. Let's tell the truth. Nothing wrong with the festival. Nothing wrong. I love festivals. It's great. But don't believe things are true. In other words, if you go to Disneyland, you know, you're okay if you enjoy all the rides and all that stuff, and the kids don't know anything, and so they believe a lot of this stuff is real. But adults do not. So what happens when you go to Disneyland and you all of a sudden you enjoy, and everything in Disneyland is they make the amusement park telling you that everything in Disneyland is real, and you believe that is real. That's the problem. That's the reason with the religious beliefs. They give you they put all that garbage in your mind. All the fairy tales are real. And they happen in Islam, in Hinduism, and all kind of religions. Buddhism, everything, the same thing. So let's keep this time of the year, which is a tremendous, beautiful festival, from the 17th of December to the 21st. It was the Saturnalia. It was the honor of the god Saturn. And it was the god of time that there was, it was responsible for the emergence of the vegetation and giving life to the vegetation, all that will come in the spring. So all the plants and everything died. The only thing that was sacred, that they didn't know why it didn't die, it was immortal, is the evergreen and the palm tree. So that's the reason the trees were worshipped by the Celts, and everybody in many religions, the evergreen and the palm tree, that they never die, are considered sacred, and they were adorned, and they're everywhere. That's what the Christmas tree bullshit comes from. And these morons, they don't realize it because they're too stupid and ignorant. Their minds are like this, and they're infected with religious psychosis. This is the problem. So it shouldn't be a war on Christmas. It should be a war on the psychosis of God belief, the mental illness of God belief and faith. Faith is a creation in the brain, it's a malfunction of the brain, believing things that are not real. That's what faith is. So it's a psychosis, mental illness, not unlike a schizophrenia. So I continue.
Some other holiday through some other religion. However, I do have a problem with someone telling me I can't express my Christmas spirit and or customs because it might offend someone else.
Saturnalia.
You cannot express your belief because it might offend someone? Funny. Why don't we allow all these schizophrenics and people with mental disorders and dementia to run around and consider them normal? When this guy is telling you about the little frog that is inside the body, and inside the body is doing all this stuff and producing, now you're talking to people in stores and all that, and they're telling you all about that, would you let him out? Don't you find this offensive that this person is telling you all this bullshit crap, and as if it were reality because they're mental problems, and you just let them be in the streets doing all kind of stuff, you know, becoming a doctor or becoming a lawyer or anything like that. Yes, I consider any person in the street, and I consider it very offensive that these people with the mental disorders of schizophrenia are let loose in the streets, telling me all this garbage. I don't like people come around knocking on my door, telling me about, do you accept Jesus and all this crap like that. That is disgusting. And that's what missionaries, Christ-Psychotic infected, imbecile missionaries, which I totally despise, that the lowest of the low, are allowed to go out there and corrupt people with their garbage beliefs of the Middle Ages. That's the problem. I find that offensive. This is the problem. And yes, I found religious offensive because the people are allowed in the streets and they are not put in the mental institutions they believe. I found churches, mosques, synagogues offensive because they are corrupting the mind of children with their lies. And these imbeciles don't pay taxes. Yes. 6 Supreme Court judges in the United States. They are Christians. They believe in resurrecting zombies, and they're in charge of the laws of the country. I found their illness offensive, that they allowed 6 of these imbeciles, Christ-Psychotic infected imbeciles, to be our Supreme Court justices. There are 9 of them, but 3 of them are Jewish, so they are mentally healthy. They're atheists. Don't believe all that crap, because Jews don't. The majority, they just... So that, yes, I found believing God offensive. It's a disease, a disorder like HIV/AIDS. Yes, I find people that are HIV positive and make love to to others and go around unprotected, making love. I find this offensive. Just like religious, like the Christian run around and doing all these chants and all that guy and taking and broadcasting all the garbage on TV and all that and going to churches and molesting the. I find that offensive. Yes. That Christianity infected imbecile ruined this country. They're stuck in the Middle Ages. Yes, I find them offensive that they are outside loose in the streets. So this time of the year is the Saturnalia. I find them offensive that they have ruined the Christians in the 4th century. They distort history. They tell lies. And they copy everything. It's like a copyright. It's like all of a sudden I say, yeah, I invented the iPad. Me, Kalpun Piso, I invented the iPad. And it was actually Steve Jobs. See, I find that offensive when they tell lies and lies and lies on the praise. This festival, which is wonderful, is the Saturnalia. And I continue.
The Puritans.
Idiots.
Fun fact, Christmas festivities were outlawed in the Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1659.
That's true.
That's a war on Christmas.
Idiots.
Teaching someone who is...
Oh, the Puritans. Remember Thanksgiving? I made a video about Thanksgiving. The Day of Infamy. The Puritans are escaping Christ-Psychosis infected England of King or Queen James the First, the sinful homosexual. Then they came around to the New World with the Geneva Bible because they didn't like the King James Version. Let me tell you about the Puritans. Yeah, the piece of shit, Christ-Psychotic infected psychopath, sadomasochistic lunatics that ruined the country. Let me tell you about that. Aha! I found them very offensive. They're the ones that started the whole thing in the United States. You know this, how stupid these morons, they didn't believe in Christmas and the Saturnalia. No, of course not. They didn't believe in any festivals. Of course not. They didn't. But because they were stupid people, they had their own version. The Puritan, they keep everything without no Christmas because it was pagan. Pagan this and pagan that. The stupid don't realize that Christianity came from Roman paganism. Everything is in there with paganism under a different name. And you know what about the Puritans? Let me tell you a story about very interesting about these pieces of shit imbeciles that had no idea what side was up. The Puritans in the Roman Empire, they were 10 months. Okay, and the beginning of the month, long times before all the modification of Julius Caesar and all that, many of them, which are in many of the texts of the Bible. That's why the ignorant Puritans got their stupidity from in the translation. In the Roman Empire, the beginning of the year was in April. April. Okay, April was the beginning of the year. Okay, remember December means 10 is the 10th month, because in the Roman the months were longer and all that. But anyway, the beginning of the year was not January. It was, in the Roman tradition, was March, the month of Mars. Well, the stupid Puritans, this deluded psychopath, these mentally dysfunctional idiots, I wish the Mayflower would have sunk. But this disgusting, despicable people with mental problems, they come around and they believe March. They continue all this belief. The pilgrims come over, all the Christ-Psychosis came over with the 12 month, and they believe the different things. And they know that the beginning of the month is the New Year was celebrated January the 1st and all that, and Christmas and the whole works. But the Puritans, they celebrated the year, and they believed that the New Year was April 1st. The day of the New Year was April 1st. And they kept that going for a long time. They believe that the earth is flat, and the people think with the heart and all that crap, and, all this bullshit. I mean, these people are lunatics. And they stack, and they're theotarded. They stack in the middle. Well, they believe the beginning of the year was the 1st. They didn't celebrate Christmas or any other religion, nothing. But the beginning of the... So that's what April Fool's Day comes from. Puritan morons. They're still in this middle age. The way the Amish and all these other idiots dress. And they believe that the Bible is exactly the truth, and 6,000, the earth is 6,000 years old, and no evolution, Darwin. This Christ-Psychotic infected imbeciles also believe the New Year's is April 1st. Not now, because everybody will put him down in the, in the loony house for sure. But those people belong in the mental institutions. That's what April Fool's Day comes from the Puritan Christ-Psychotic imbeciles. But if they believe in resurrecting zombies, a 6,000-year-old earth, and sin, and resurrecting zombies, and talking snakes, why not believe that the year begins in April, the 1st? And the evidence in the epigraphy is clear. The evidence is overwhelming. Everything the Egyptians believe. A long time ago, the world was created by an act of masturbation. They kneel down, worship the penis. They want to have the semen in their mouth. So the Opet festival in 5,000 years ago in Egypt was a reenactment of creation. And during the Saturnalia, you have all the elements. In Christmas, they have all of it. The Santa Claus represents the guy that's going to be sacrificed in the Roman Saturnalia. Then the Peleus, same thing. The 9 days, the menorah with the 9 candles, because it's usually 7. The menorah was nothing but a Roman candelabra of the Vestal Virgins. That's what it is. So Judaism is just a Roman. Judaism came from Rome, from the immolation of the Lord and Savior Julius Caesar the Christus, and the rest of it, all mutations, the same thing, Islam, everything, all these religions come from the ancient Roman Empire. But anyway, during that time, they have the 9 days of the Saturnalia, began the 17th of December to the 25th. There are 9 days. That is the reason you have the menorah with 9 candelabras. Then you have the 9 days of Christmas. In the Catholic religion, they have the novenas, the 9 days before Christmas. That happens too. And then you have in the Hajj, in the Muslim Hajj, you have the 9 days of the Prophet Muhammad, and the tribulations and all that. 9 days. Even in the Hindu Diwali, and I Google that, the sacred festival of Diwali, the goddess wear a pearl necklace of 9 pearls. So the 9 number is in those things that derive from the Roman Empire, from the Saturnalia, but with different mutations. That's where all this thing come from. But they have the lunar calendar. So a lot of it doesn't go into Christmas, into December and all that, because the lunar calendar varies the dates. And that's what happens. So it all comes from the Roman Saturnalia. And then comes the beginning of the year. Well, then you have January. Janus, the goddess Janus, which you have the 2 faces, the first and the back, and then it's represented by a baby, the new year as a naked baby, which is Saturn as a baby, because it's Father Time, Chronos. It's amazing. And then you have the old man, which is the year that just passed. So you have the new baby, and there's all this Christmas bullshit with the baby Jesus in a manger, and the animals come around, and the Virgin Mary and Joseph and all that, and it all come from everything. The nativity and all that garbage come from the Saturnalia, and it was changed when the Catholic Church took over after Constantine in the 4th century. And then they start changing all the fairy tales with the councils of the church. The council that created the Virgin Mary and all that bullshit was the Council of Ephesus, 431 CE. And that's what invented the nativity and the Christmas bullshit. They always keep infecting the fairy tales. The Catholic Church is brilliant in that respect. But here are the popes, wearing red and the red shoes and all that. All come from there. Here is Janus, the god of the beginnings, sees the future and remembers the past. The Pharaoh Akhenaten notices a penis-shaped sacred hat, and all the gods were depicted with this resemblance of the penis glands as a sacred hat. That's what all these hats, these conical hats, came into existence. Even the helmets of the hoplites. The Greek hoplites, and here you see a revere god Priapus, and you can see the penis, the uncircumcised penis. You can see the apex here. That eventually will become the Santa Claus Pileus. Here are the hats of the priest, the Roman priest, the flammis. You notice the conical area there, and that represents the penis. It connects with the gods. These are the hats that would eventually transform into the Pileus. The popes adopted that with from the Roman Empire, and it became sacred with the ribbons, and it became red color. Have you noticed that everything is red and white, just like the Santa Claus outfit? That comes from the Roman tradition. Even the popes wear red shoes. They're supposed to be, they were patrician. Came from the Roman Empire, and they say, "Oh, the blood of Christ." Bullshit. It's all Roman tradition. Even the Son of God, Kaiser of Germany, wore that too. Well, we're now according to ancient beliefs over 20,000 years ago, long time ago, that the penis and the vagina and sexual organs and the stars and everything were considered sacred, were considered gods. But the Egyptian religion refined everything over 6,000 years ago. When religion was created by sexual acts of the gods, and the hermaphrodite god Atun, that created his hand, the hand of God, which on his female side, masturbated and created the world, everything. Well, anyway, during this time, the Egyptian religion became so refined, so many gods and everything, but again, the main god was the god that masturbated, the god Atun. So this was reenacted by the pharaoh, and this was done during the winter solstice. The death of the sun, winter comes around, death of vegetation. The other thing alive is the palm tree and the evergreen. Now, the pharaoh always married within themselves in the sisters. They were incest because of mother and all, because they're all related to the gods. Well, during December, there was the Opet festival in Egypt. 5,000 years ago, the enacted creation is all sexual because all the religions had sex and drugs. It was essential. You can take sex out of Christianity or any religion, but never religion out of a sex act. You see, so it's all there because they are one and the same. Sex and drugs created religious beliefs. The act of masturbation, the orgasm that fell in the brain, that was sacred. They didn't know where it came from. Today we do. Biology. Study science and you understand. We are nothing but evolved mutated primates that create the psychosis of God with the brain. Simple as that. Now, the Opet festival in Egypt, over time, it transformed into many festivals during that particular time of the year. And the Roman religion adopted the Egyptian religion and many other beliefs, and it had the Saturnalia, which is the equivalent of but adding the god time Saturn to the sexual acts that were everywhere. Every gods had the sexual act. It was sacred sex. In every ritual was sacred sex. to the gods. That's the reason I explain in my videos. You hold the penis like this, and then you bless like this, because it comes from the holding our God, the penis, the one that creates the semen and milk and the ladies' vagina. Anyway, so from that, Saturnalia in the Roman Empire was huge. The Roman Empire, the province of Judea, Palestina, Syria, Egypt, all that belonged to the Roman Empire. It's like saying United States have, let's say, it used to be different countries. All these states used to be different countries, different kingdoms. And all of a sudden, United States control everything and make the whole United States of America, all those little states become parts of the United States. That's exactly what happened in the vast Roman Empire. People don't realize that. With many, many gods and many things adopted from different religions and different things. But they all emerge with. So the Saturnalia was a tremendous festival in Judea, in all, except the Saturnalia with the different variations. Now, that Saturnalia would be transformed into the Hanukkah. It all came from the Roman Empire. The Jews were Roman citizens. They were Roman from the province of Judea. It's like saying people from Arizona are American. People from New Mexico are American. People from Puerto Rico are Americans. People from Texas are American. That's what it was in the Roman Empire, and everything was personified. So they adopted the Hanukkah, comes from the Roman Empire with all the different variations, and also the Hajj of the Muslims also, and they're all part of the Roman Empire. But all mutated. So all those festivals this time of the year come from the Roman religion, the Saturnalia with different names. And they were in the Saturnalia, and you can see some of my videos that talk about the Saturnalia, the Romans were the Pileus, this cup that looks just like Santa Claus cup, the same thing. Santa Claus was the king of Saturnalia that's going to be sacrificed the 21st of December to the god Helios, Sol Invictus, and Saturn. So anyway, that all comes from the and they're giving candies to kids, and they have all this festivity. It was like a Mardi Gras, and everybody exchanged clothes, the masters and the slaves exchanged clothes, and everybody was treated equal. Everybody was happy during those days. Big festival. There's nothing wrong with that. It's gorgeous, but don't call it Christmas or Hanukkah or none of that garbage stupidity. Call it for what it was. Originally, the Saturnalia, people have a good time with different religions, different faith, different things, different gods all around, but the main god is Saturn. The father time represents a baby, and it was the pipi was kissed in the temple. Imagine doing that to a statue of a baby now that put you in jail. But anyway, that was it, and they're also represented by an old man too, because father time, and then after the month, it was at the beginning of the year, the Optalia, the beginning of the year, the new year, which was Janus, the god that looks into the future, and the back, the two faces, gods. So that's what the whole thing evolved from the Roman Empire state religion. So we celebrate this time of the year, the Saturnalia. That's what it is. Here is the evidence what I say is true. This is the temple of Saturn in the only holy city in the whole Roman Empire, which was Rome. This one here on the right is the temple of Vespasian and Christus, and here is the temple of Saturn. They had the god of time, Kronos, and he had, this is the way it looks today. It was also the treasure house. That's where the Roman Empire kept the treasure. And in that temple, they had the sacred palm tree and the sacred pine tree. They were decorated. So stupid, ignorant Christians, this is your Christmas comes from. So, this is a Pileus. And this hat began as the penis symbolism, the creator god of the pharaohs, and then evolve into the apex of the flamen, so the Roman priest, and they wore it with a little pointed, representing the penis, and that also was used as a pileus. It was just red, like this, with a little fur, and just like Santa Claus, that's where they got it from, with a little thing on the top. But not a pointed thing, because that was for the priest only, so there was a difference. And it was red. So that would mutate later into the hat worn by the popes and the bishops. Same thing in the Roman Catholic Church. Catholic means universal. They are the creators of Christianity in the 4th century. So the Protestants and people that are extremely ignorant, when they say that the Catholic is not Christianity, they are ignoramuses, very stupid, dumb, Christianity-infected imbeciles. Because the first was Catholicism, the universal, created of the Church of the Christus by Constantine in the 4th century. And everything mutated, and all the fairy tales mutated. And they took everything from the Roman religion, the Egyptian religion, the Assyrian religion, all of it mixed together, which the Roman Empire had. That's where the Virgin Mary comes from, and the apostles. And how many apostles? 12. Where are 12? The 12th month. The sacred month represented the gods of the year. How many gospels? 4 gospels. What do you think that comes from? The 4 seasons. Because remember, the gospel is according to so-and-so, according to Mark, according to Matthew, according to nonsense. It's just taken from the Sibylline oracles on different other various texts. And that's where the gospels come from. Gospel means good news, come from the Roman Empire. When the Emperor Augustus, Octavius Caesar Augustus, became the Lord and Savior, the resurrected God, and then they changed, the years began to be counted, not from the foundation of Rome, 753 BCE, but from the resurrection of Augustus. It was the year 14 CE, but it was this discrepancy. So the year 0 became the year of the exaltation of Augustus. That's the reason we count the years 2012 or 2011. AD. AD means Anno Domini, year of the Lord. The only Lord was Augustus, Caesar, and all the different Roman emperors. Christ is a mutation of Julius Caesar. So the Christ means anointed Savior, which was Julius Caesar the Christus. That's where the whole thing comes from. So they adopted all that. So the Saturnalia became Christmas, and Hanukkah, Diwali, and different festivals at this time of the year. And the Romans took it from the Opet festivals. And they had the same little fairy tales. And Santa Claus, of course, was the king of the Saturnalia. Actually, when you are in the malls and you tell, the children go to Santa Claus and sit around there and they tell them, what they want for Christmas and the desire of that. When in the ancient times, the king of the Saturnalia was taking out of criminals that were going to be killed. During this time of the year, they become messengers to the gods. And a lot of them volunteer because, there was 9 days. King of the Saturnalia was the criminal that was going to be killed, condemned to death. So actually, when they volunteer for that, you can give anything you want. The king of the Saturnalia, you sit around, everybody's telling, how they want all the messages to the loved ones in heaven, to the gods. And, the king of the Saturnalia said, well, you just, my business has been very bad, go tell God about this. I will tell God, the Optimus Maximus Jupiter in heaven, tell him that we miss our son that died and we miss all this stuff. And so on the 25th, 9 days later, he was going to be ritualistically killed in a temple. And with that, the king of the Saturnalia will go to heaven. It's just like if you take Santa Claus and all the kids are telling, I want this, and then the 25th, you kill him. Put him in the electric chair so he can tell, all of a sudden, poof, out of the chimney come all the gifts. Exactly the same thing. Everything mutates. Tempora mutatur et nos mutamur in illis. Times change and we change with them. So Christ-Psychotic imbecile, people that believe in God, you're stupid, you're psychotic, you suffer from a schizophrenia type disorder. There is no God. God is a creation of the brain. So let's enjoy the old festivals. Now, as mentally healthy atheists. So if you believe in God, get your brains fixed. Today we have the Saturnalia. Io Saturnalia, Io Saturnalia, Io Saturnalia. Pace di Oro.